Good morning and welcome to Mayor's Weekly. We're pleased to have you with us today. And this morning, I want to focus on the sidewalk project is currently underway in downtown Jasper. Keith Pike, our city planner, has joined me. And in most cases, with progress comes some inconvenience. And that's certainly the case with sidewalk projects as we move along and in the front of storefronts and businesses and that sort of thing. And then when we get finished up with the sidewalks, the council's made a provision for us to do paving work on, I believe, 3 stretches of the road there. Is it 3 or more?
Well, it'd just be 20th Street. We've got fresh asphalt on, or pretty fresh asphalt on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Avenues.
So we got fresh asphalt there? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. But Keith, what we know is when you do that, it'll probably have to divert some traffic and create some inconvenience. If you would talk a little bit about where we're at in the project and while you don't know with total certainty the timeline for moving on through this and where things can return to normal.
Okay. Well, this is a TAP grant that's Transportation Alternative Programs, and this is our 5th phase on sidewalk. And of course, it does include curb and guttering, sidewalk, and decorative lighting. Also, a little bit of paving on 20th Street. Of course, it was the total grant was $850,000. 800 of it was eligible for, or it was up to 800. Any overages the city would pay on that, but it was 80-20 grant. We've estimated that we're probably about 70% complete with the project. They're scheduled to pour on 3rd Avenue on the east side tomorrow, and then that really we would lack a little bit on 20th Street and 2nd Avenue. You talked about the paving. We are going to have a bid opening on April 26th to award a bid for the paving on 20th Street. And yes,
let me ask you this, Keith. Paving on 20th Street, start where and end where roughly as landmarks?
It'll be 2nd Avenue to 4th Avenue, and there'll be a little bit done on 3rd Avenue going down towards the post office.
Right.
And you had mentioned, with progress comes inconvenience. There has been a little bit of inconvenience, but most of the business owners and property owners have been very receptive to this and worked with the city very well.
Keith, that's true, and you appreciate those folks, and there's some exceptions. We've experienced those exceptions, but these folks can see what's going on here, and what we're doing, we're building a better Jasper, and these folks that want to stand in the way and complain and all that sort of thing don't seem to have much vision about them, but that's just the way it is, and but I can't say thank you enough to these folks that have been understanding and can see what we're doing, and the duration of that inconvenience is fairly short, is it not?
We try to keep it as short as possible, and of course if the sidewalk's removed in front of them, we try to put a construction entrance in there to allow their customers or clients access to their business.
Yeah. Well, and Keith, I don't know if I heard you say or not, would you say, of course we know weather plays a role in it, whatever, probably another month and a half? Or
I would say probably another month.
Another month, mm-hmm. And that'll wrap up, and then just on the heels of that, I know you're working right now. We'll probably report this Friday at our work session how we're progressing on our major paving project and what that looks like. I think you told me that we'll hear from my engineering firm as to their first pass at recommendations of roadway, streets, whatever that need to be paved.
That's correct. At the work session on Friday, we will present to the mayor and council the first pass. It'll be a map and, of course, a list of roads and hopefully some rough estimates on pricing. Let everybody kind of look at that, digest that, and make any suggestions or changes that need to be done, and hopefully get that in a finalized state and get that project out to bid as well.
Well, Keith, we talked about this just a few weeks ago. Probably within a month, was petroleum prices shot through the roof and how that could negatively impact this project. And while I know you don't know just yet and what the recommendation is going to be, I think I heard some sense of optimism on your part that where we're at today, it could still be a doable deal.
We think it can, and you know, again, it's all subject to the price of the asphalt, but you know, we certainly want to get as much bang for our buck as we can do, but you know, we'll just have to see what the price of asphalt is when the bids come in.
Well, Keith, you involved in this, and as a result, have a clear recollection of our last major paving project here that we did in phases, and there may be some sense of doing this in phases. So maybe there's some things out there that are more pressing than others that we might want to take care of, and hope that petroleum prices will subside and we move along. But that could be approach to it, could it not?
It could be, and we're actually looking at that. Again, we're still at the first pass, but we'll have more information forthcoming, and hopefully we can figure out the best plan for everybody.
Yeah. Well, what we're hopeful of, and I think it's be that, and I keep underscoring, I've said this 1,000 times right here and other places, our focus is on paving streets that need to be paved. Is that right, Keith?
That is correct.
Not paving every street, paving streets that need to be paved. I'm very optimistic with the $5 million that's allocated for paving that we can wrap up on the streets that need to be paved, and we'll know more about that come Friday and as we move along and work through the report the engineer gives us. But a lot of progress in this city brought about by a lot of people working very hard, working smart, and we hope that doesn't change. We're at mid-year in our fiscal year, and first 6 months of this fiscal year, from an operating perspective, things look very good. I have no illusions that we're bulletproof and the next 6 months will be as rosy as the first 6 have been. Could not. The next 6 months could take away everything we've made this first 6 months. But you manage in a way that if you do face adversity, that you're prepared to face it and look after the general welfare of your city, and we're going to do that. So, Keith, I thank you for joining me, and we'll, as we know more about the paving project, we'll have Keith back here to give us a report on that. So, pleased to have you with us today, and as always, if you have questions, please send them my way. Thank you.